This video we are going to discuss about presupposition. Presupposition happens when while communicating we naturally assume something before communicating something. This is one of the most important concepts within distortion in NLP, and this is what we are going to talk about. So whenever someone assumes something before talking about something, it's presupposition. There are many good examples about this, and I'm sure you have used this in some part of your life. So you just have to be aware of when you use this. Like we are going to go through all the examples in this particular video of how you implement presupposition into your life, into your language pattern, and how it influences your life. So behind every presupposition there is an assumption or there is a belief in the background that thinks that this is only possible because this is possible, B is only possible because A was possible, and this is an assumption. Okay, for example, a person may come ahead and say to you, why did you stop doing that? Here the person is assuming that you have stopped doing that. He is not taking into the consideration that you are not stopped doing that. So a good interrupt here is, what makes you think I have stopped doing that? Someone comes to me and say, why did you stop working out? Just because they don't see me working out outside, they think that I have stopped working out. This is an assumption. Okay, this is a correlation that they created in their head, and they assumed that I was not working, but in reality I was working out. I was just working out inside. So when they come ahead and say to me, why did you stop working out? Consciously or unconsciously I say, what makes you think that I stopped working out? So they may say that I don't see you working out outside. Oh, I have started to work out inside. Okay, that's what you come up with. Okay, and that is important to clarify what you really mean and what the other person understands. The person can come and say to you, when will you finish the project? If you're working on some game, if you're working on some application, if you're working on any project of any kind, and they assume that the project is not finished, and you can ask, what makes you think that I haven't finished the project already? So this is the assumption that the other person has made in your regard, that they naturally assume that you have not completed the project or you have not done something. The person can say, since you're not interested, I won't bother you. So you can say, what makes you think I'm not interested? Why did you assume this particular thing? As amicably as possible. She can say, if she only knew how sad I am, she won't be speaking the same way. You can ask, what makes you think that she doesn't know? Maybe she knows and she's still acting this particular way. And that can lead to a completely different conclusion if you take it into the consideration. Why are you assuming this particular thing? It's out of some belief that you want to believe that they don't understand what you feel. But in reality, they may understand. There is a possibility they understand. And if we escape this language pattern, you can see world much more clearly, because language patterns are not complete reality of the world. The world is not the map. And if you complete the map, you are able to see the world in its reality. And that's what our goal is with meta model in case of NLP. The person can say, how can you improve your performance at work? You can say, what makes you think that the performance is not good enough? Or what makes you think that more improvement is needed? Is there anything that I can help with? And this may seem as aggressive, it may seem as counterintuitive, but this is important. Even with your boss, it's important to understand what the person exactly expects from you, so that you can deliver on that correctly. Okay, and it's important you communicate that to the other person. What do you exactly expect from me is what your question needs to be from the other person. Okay, in reality, you are trying to understand how this other person that you're conversing with is distorting the world, and you also want to understand how you can collaborate with that particular person so that his distortion and your distortion are in one line, so that you are on the same page. Because people communicate, but people are not on the same page. One person is talking about water, other person is talking about fire. In extreme example, for one person, a certain atmosphere might be cool as a breeze. The other person, it might be hot as a desert. But the temperature might be same. The body sensitivity might be different. But because each person interprets the world differently, they might be communicating different things and yet saying the same things. So you have to understand this language pattern or this technique within the meta model to interact and communicate with the people much more clearly, and also interact with yourself clearly. A thought might come into, hey, if he only knew how much I loved him, he wouldn't have left me. Here, this is again a presupposition. You have to ask yourself. If you have no one else who is trained in NLP meta model, you have to ask yourself, what makes me think that he doesn't know? Maybe he knows, that's why he's leaving me. That sparks something. Okay, that sparks a light bulb in your head, and you begin to change differently. Maybe I'm getting too attached to him. Maybe he needs space. That's what you begin to think. Okay. So that was basically presupposition. It's an important concept in meta model. So we discussed about presupposition, where person assumes something and makes a statement about something else. And this is a really important model in case of distortion in meta model, because we try to distort our reality to protect our own beliefs. And when we are becoming more clear, when we are trying to think more clearly, we have to challenge our belief. We have to challenge everything within ourselves to think clearly. And unless that happens, we cannot make growth in our life, and that is very important. So that was basically presupposition in meta model within NLP in the distortion section. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my full course. It's available on Udemy, and I will also share an updated link on my personal website as well. It's yogamindmastery.com, and you can follow me on the same URL. On YouTube, it's Yoga Mind Mastery. It's also Veer Confidence. Go ahead and subscribe to all the channel for more up-to-date content. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.